between two dates using Microsoft Excel. And to do this, we are going to do an example to demonstrate it. So let's go to Excel and take an example. So in this column, I'm going to create some random dates. Like we can have two or three dates. I'm also going to create another date that will serve as the next date. We can use today to calculate the difference between today and a date like 3rd of February 2000 or 1991 or 1985. So we can create a today's date on this column. To create today's date, you can use the function today that will generate today's date. Beautiful. As you can see, we have now today's date. So for example, we want to calculate the difference between today and 3rd of February 2000. We are going to learn on two methods of calculating dates. Method 1 is called the year frac. And the other method is called dated if. Let's start with year frac. To use this method, you type equals year frac you pick the first date and the second date and you close the bracket. Hit enter and autofill for the rest of the cells. As you can see, it has calculated for us an exact date between these two dates. The year frac is a beautiful method because it gives you the exact date. It gives you 20.11. It gives you the decimals. These are actually whole years. It's 20.11119 years, 28.305 years, 34.211 years. All these are in years. The second method is called dated if. Dated if. To use dated if, you type equals dated if, open brackets, click on the first date and the ending date and close the bracket and hit enter. Sorry, when you're using dated if, you have to specify, do you want it to be calculated in days or months or years? For our case, we want years. For years, you type a Y and ensure to close it in double quotation mark. As you can see, it has calculated the number of whole years. So if an year is not complete, the remaining of the decimals are thrown away. So for the dated if, it gives you the exact whole numbers. For the years, you type a Y, and suppose you wanted the month, you only have to change the Y to become an M. These are the number of months between those two dates. If you wanted the number of days, you change the M to D. These are the number of days between those two dates. This is the beauty thing about dated if. You can calculate based on what you want. If it's year, you use a Y. If it's dates, you use a D, or for months, you use an M. And then you can autofill to calculate the dates. Now, based on your need, you can decide which method to use. Are you going to use the dated if or the year frac? The year frac has its advantage because it gives you the number of decimals, the number of exact. Even if it's an year and 3/4, it will give you a whole number, 0.75. You can reduce these decimals as well if you don't want to see that many decimals. To 2 decimal is up to there. To 1 decimal, you can up to there. If you don't want the decimals, they will be rounded off to that extent. For our case, let us leave it at 1 decimal point. And this is how to calculate period given two dates using Microsoft Excel. Thank you for coming.